What up, guys? Good morning. Here I am in a probably far too familiar environment for these not vlogs. My couch. I'm just getting back from running a couple errands this morning, including picking up some authentic macarons from a French bakery, a patisserie. Actually, it's the Dominique Ansel Bakery here in LA. Because Natacha, Océane, easily in my top 3 favorite YouTubers, which is so funny because I only discovered her this year, but many of you guys already know that I tested out her fitness guide called Cut recently, and I did do a review on it, so if you missed it, I'll link that here. But she happens to be in LA right now. I've been seeing her posting about it all on Instagram for the past week or so, and she mentioned doing a meetup shortly before I left for SF last Friday. And I was really worried because I was just like, gosh, I'm sure she's gonna just do the meetup this weekend when I'm away and I'm not gonna be able to go. But it looks like she extended her stay and she's doing her meetup today and I can go. I've actually never gone to a meetup before. That's not entirely true. I tried to go to a meetup for another YouTuber once. I'm not going to say who it was because I basically got to the designated place at the designated time and no one was there. And I waited around a good half an hour and like there was literally no one there. So it was not the most organized thing. I don't know if maybe they were just mad late and people showed up later or what, but it kind of like turned me off a bit. And 2, there's not really been any YouTubers that I give a shit about to like go to a meetup for. That is both tea and shade, but it's also truth. But hearing that Natacha is in town, I'm actually really excited to meet her. So I just wanted to bring a little something. I feel weird showing up to anything empty-handed. Like even if my friends are just having a house party or whatever, I can't just show up empty-handed. So I got her some macarons, which I have to keep in the fridge until it's time to go. Her meetup isn't until later today at like 6. Just in time for rush hour for me to drive out to Santa Monica. So I'll have to figure out when I should leave because I do not want to be just sitting in the parking lot known as the 10 freeway. But in the meantime, I'm going to get cracking on editing my San Francisco vlog because I haven't even started, and I would like to hopefully get that edited and up today before I leave. But I want to do that, and I want to go to the gym, which is going to be interesting. The gym has been a struggle because I'm like hella injured right now. Pretty much every injury that I've ever had in a pretty long history of exercising, which, you know, it's a good 4 or 5 different things that I've had over the years, they've all resurfaced. So my knee injury that many of you guys I'm sure are sick of hearing about by now, that I'm still dealing with and I still have to roll out and stuff. But I was doing some fairly heavy hip thrusts at the gym 2 to 2.5 weeks, actually 2 to 3 weeks ago. And I think because the bench I was leaning against was a little higher than it needed to be, I didn't have a good position resting my shoulders against it. And when I had that, I think it was a 150-pound bar across my lap, I was just sort of off kilter and I was trying to adjust after I was at the top of the thrust. And that really just aggravated my back. And that has just cascaded into me not being able to move efficiently and correctly because my back hurts only on one side as well. So I'm super off balance and it's just creating all these other pains where I've got hip pain in the front where my hip flexors hurt basically anytime I'm sitting down. I've got the low back, I've got my left knee, and I've got pain in my feet on the outer sides because I don't overpronate, where most people, if they have foot pain, it's because they are rolling inward onto their arches. I tend to walk more on the outer edges of my feet, and those have been bothering me for a while, as well as some pain in my Achilles. So I'm falling apart. I did finally break down and see a chiropractor last week, and I had my second visit yesterday. I feel zero improvement, which is why I didn't want to go to a doctor in the first place, because now I'm already out hundreds of dollars and I have had no improvement in my condition. And he also wants me to get an MRI, and I'm just like, so that's more money. I don't really know what else to do at this point. So I'm trying to just have faith that maybe this, because I really like the doctor. He's got a lot of knowledge and experience, but I just feel like I should have had some improvement, at least a moderate amount, since seeing him, and I feel like I'm the same, if not worse. And this guy came highly recommended to me, so I'm very torn with whether I should just nip it in the bud or actually give this a chance and see him a few more times and get this MRI and everything. So that's really stressing me out. Anyway, I'm going to get cracking on editing so I can get some work done on this not vlog before I head to the gym. And I have no idea what I'm even going to do at the gym because so many things hurt. The last couple of times I've gone, I've just been doing like stability work. I took 2 full weeks off and my back was starting to feel a little bit better. And then I went back and I didn't do anything that should have aggravated my back, but it did still kind of like re-flare up. And then I saw the doctor yesterday after that kind of reignition of pain. And then I went again yesterday after the chiropractor, and both sessions have been focused completely on stability and balance and just trying to strengthen the muscles that are too weak and probably leading to me overusing muscles and causing these injuries. I'm in a really weird place where I'm not exactly sure what to do at the gym. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work and get cracking on this edit so that I can maybe get a good chunk of it done before I head to the gym in a couple hours. Well, probably not even a couple hours. I'll probably go to the gym in about 90 minutes. Well, it's a few hours later, but I am now exporting and I have not made it to the gym. I should have been at the gym about 2.5 hours ago, but this edit ended up taking a lot longer than I anticipated. And also, I'm in a good amount of pain. I'm thinking maybe I should just give my body a rest since I did go to the gym yesterday and the day before, and my pain seems to have been exacerbated even though I was super cautious. So I think no gym today. Instead, I'm gonna focus on being productive in other ways. I'm gonna go ahead and get this vlog uploaded and ready to go. And hopefully I can make it live before I need to leave for Santa Monica for Natacha's meetup. If you're hearing yawning in the background, it's because of Ray. Hello, RayRay. Can you heal my body? Can you heal my injuries, RayRay? Ugh. It is, what time is it? It's about 4 o'clock, which actually means I can eat. Oh my gosh, I can eat. I think I'm going to make some avocado toast. I've been on a real avocado toast kick lately. Avocado toast is the biggest scam in Los Angeles, perhaps in anywhere. The biggest scam since cold brew. The prices are so insanely inflated, it is ridiculous. It's something that I refuse to buy unless it's an emergency or I'm on vacation. I just really have a craving for it because it's always 14 bucks, 16 bucks for some toast with avocado. For the amount they charge for 1 serving of avocado toast in most restaurants, I could make that shit like 6 times. So that's what I do. I love to throw a little poached egg on top if I'm feeling fancy. So good. So I think I'm gonna have that. And then I'm gonna shower and get myself looking correct so that when I meet Natacha and her other subscribers, I don't look like a complete scrub. The edit on the SF vlog, I'll put it right here because it'll obviously be up before this video, but it took me a little longer because I just tried to do some cool things in there. I incorporated some bits and pieces from my Instagram stories since obviously those only last 24 hours and they'll have all expired, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't have seen it. I mean, you're still not going to see most of it because I just ain't got time to be downloading, you know, 30 Instagram stories or whatever, but I put some good stuff in there and it was pretty fun to edit this. I think it was nice to have something different to show you guys. So I'm hoping that this has more entertainment value to it than I was feeling like my most recent not vlogs have, because I was getting bored editing them, so I can't imagine why anyone would want to watch them. And to be fair, I still don't know why anyone would want to watch this or the SF vlog, but I mean, not vlog. But for those of you who like it, I still like actually doing this, so we'll just keep on going and I'll figure out the days that are best for me to actually whip out the camera where I can actually show you guys something marginally more interesting than me going to the gym and eating a stir fry. On that note, avocado toast. If you hear a bit of tick-tocking in the background, it's because my toast is toasting and my eggs are poaching. But I just wanted to mention, with intermittent fasting, one thing to bear in mind is that when you go for a prolonged period without food, the digestive enzymes in your stomach basically start going to sleep. Sorry, I need to turn down my eggs here a bit. There we go. Anyway, those enzymes essentially go to sleep, so it can make it challenging or uncomfortable for you to actually digest whatever you eat when you go to break your fast. I haven't experienced that personally, but that was just something that I learned about when I was researching intermittent fasting and so forth. What a lot of people do and what Fledge Fitness recommends is just having like a piece of fruit first so that you have something very easy to digest to sort of wake up those enzymes in your stomach and get them activated again. But what I do is I actually just sip on some booch. I already drink kombucha essentially daily, and I find that since this already has enzymes in it naturally and the probiotics, it seems to work pretty well for me. So I just sip on this whenever I am about to eat something, whether I'm just cooking it or if it's something that's ready for me to eat. I will white knuckle it and give myself a good 15-20 minutes just sipping on this, let that do its work before I actually dig into whatever I'm gonna eat. Anyway, I need to keep an eye on my eggs here, so I will see you guys when I'm actually eating this avocado toast.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
And there you have the finished product, which I am so ready to put in my face hole right now. With avocado toast, it can come out kind of whack. The key things I have found are, one, get you some good ass bread. I got like the fresh baked bread from the grocery store and just had them slice it for me. And because it will take me forever in a day to go through an entire loaf of bread, I just keep it in my freezer, and it's super easy to just toast a slice or two at a time as I need. Then the other clutch thing, at least for me, that makes this extra delicious is this everything but the bagel sesame seasoning blend. As you saw, I just sprinkled this on top of the tomato I put on the bread, and this just makes the avocado toast have such a nice like garlicky oniony flavor as well, which I personally love. And then of course I just tossed on my poached eggs for a little extra protein, which is a bit misleading because eggs don't have as much protein as you think, but it still helps. So I am so ready for this. It was really relatively easy for me to get to my eating window opening of 4 p.m. today, because I kept myself busy. That's like a main thing that helps me get there without kind of struggling, is just staying occupied. So normally I'll go to the gym midday rather in the morning nowadays and just kind of keep working and things, and that definitely helps me stay distracted. So working on that edit, the time flew by, and next thing I knew, it was time for me to eat. So I'm going to eat my avocado toast, check on that export, and hopefully get this upload started. I am running late. I should actually be in the car by now, but I was experiencing technical difficulties with the upload on my San Francisco not vlog. So I'm actually postponing it from going live. I was gonna make it go live today, but I need to fix whatever the issue is. So it's hopefully gonna be tomorrow instead. Before I leave, I'll just show you guys what I'm wearing. The meetup is at a park. It's outdoors in Santa Monica, and Santa Monica is right near the water, so it's going to be kind of breezy. So I wanted to wear something so I wouldn't get too chilly. This is a sweater that is from ASOS. I just thought it was really kind of weird, and I like weird stuff. I've got these jeans. These are from Zara. I really like the rinse of them. They're almost like acid washy, but not. These are not new. And then my Doc Martens, which I just can't seem to take off unless I'm going to be putting on my brown Jeffrey Campbell boots, which are almost identical. And that is it. Let's hit the road and meet Natacha. All right, you guys, we have made it to Santa Monica, and I am right across the street from the park where the meetup is. Made pretty good time here considering it is rush hour, but westbound traffic usually is nothing compared to eastbound traffic, which I know from all my years living out here. So now I just have to figure out where in the park all these people are gonna be, which hopefully won't be too hard because I don't think the park is that big. So I'm gonna stop talking to a camera in public like a fucking douchebag and begin the hunt. I think we're getting warmer. I don't know if you guys can see, but up at the top of those stairs just to the right, I kind of see a congregation of people kind of just lollygagging. So actually, I think I see Mario. Oh, this is totally the spot. We did it! All right, let's get up in there. Ah. All right, we found the spot. There appears to be a line. Good turnout. So now we wait. All right, so it looks like I'm leaving this meetup, but I'm actually not. I unfortunately only put 90 minutes in my meter, thinking that would be too much time, but the way this line is moving, it's not long, but it's not moving, the line. So luckily, Mario, he was nice enough to go around and ask if anyone like was short on time. And I was like, my meter is. I'm not, but my meter is. So I'm gonna pop back over to my meter, put some more money in, and then come back so I can actually meet Natacha.
Yeah, I need to get a picture of this. There was yeah, because my brother got.
Can we see? All right, guys. I don't know if you can see it. So here I am with Natacha. Hey, guys. You guys obviously will know who she is if you've watched any of my recent videos because I did cut and I loved it. I guess I should ask you like a fitness sort of question. Let's see. What would your advice be to someone who wants to be able to eat intuitively but is still struggling with like cravings and binging?
This is a really that's a really challenging one. Because people come from different backgrounds. So I'd say if it's hard to eat intuitively if you've come from like a history of like restrictive eating
or just disordered eating.
So but in that case, I think it's kind of important to relearn about food, like relearn about nutrition, so that then you can start eating foods that actually fuel you. And then that process will take time. But then once you're eating foods that fuel you, and foods where you and you start understanding what you need to like maintain, then it becomes easier to eat intuitively, because it kind of comes to you a lot easier, and you're like, oh, okay, I fancy this. Whereas if you're being too restrictive, it's hard because you'll want everything. Like your intuition is to eat more because you haven't been giving yourself enough.
I agree.
So that's one thing. And then also, if you eat predominantly foods poor in nutrition, it's also hard to eat intuitively.
Calories.
Yeah, it's also really hard to eat intuitively. So in that case, I think it's important to try and like move over to more like nutrient dense foods, and then it becomes easier to listen to your body. So yeah, I think that's
great advice. If you guys aren't already subscribed to Natacha, I will obviously have her channel linked below, and if you're not subscribed already, what the hell are you doing? For real. Thank you. There was no time to explain. I ended up being at the meetup for Natacha way longer than expected because the cool thing about her is she really likes to spend time talking to each and every person. So it wasn't like the line was long, but she was spending a lot of time one-on-one with each person who was there to see her, which I think is really cool. So you guys saw I ended up having to run out and chuck some more money in my meter, and I didn't get out of there until quite late, and the only thing I'd had to eat today was that avocado toast from earlier along with the kombucha, and my eating window was closing. Even right now, RayRay is having her dinner. I thought about bringing her with me to the meetup, but because I didn't really know what it was going to be like, I just didn't want that additional stress of having to worry about, you know, whether she was comfortable and stuff. I mean, she loves people, and there was another dog there actually, as you guys will have seen by now, but I didn't want her to get all overstimulated and too excited, and I didn't want it to be a whole thing. So I decided to let her just relax at home when I went. But anyway, by the time I got out of there, I basically had like an hour left before my eating window was closing, and I was already on the west side near a place that has my favorite tuna sandwich maybe ever. So you guys just saw me inhale that. I'm not crazy rigid about my eating window. If I haven't had enough to eat and my eating window is closing, I'm still going to extend that window so that I can get enough calories for the day. I'm not going to have a meltdown about it or be super restrictive when I actually just need to eat some food, but I did want to do my best to not lengthen it too much longer than was necessary, because that will just cut into the hours that I could be burning body fat. I'm still such a newbie with this whole intermittent fasting life. It's maybe 2 months in, 2.5 months. So it hasn't been crazy long, but I am definitely trying to be as consistent as possible. I feel much better after eating that sandwich though, because I was definitely feeling like all I had to eat was 2 pieces of avocado toast for the whole day. And I think RayRay's feeling better too, now that she's had dinner. Quick life hack for you guys. If you put a little coconut oil in a RayRay's food, when she comes to give you kisses after dinner, you get coconut kisses. Not so great though if she goes to lick her crotch and then goes to kiss you. Not entirely sure what's going on over here. Anyway, while she's doing that, I'm just going to be digesting. But it was really cool and really lovely to get to meet Natacha and Mario, because the line was so long. It was sort of like Mario was going around and just sort of making conversation with everyone while they were waiting. It was actually really nice and kind of funny. And I had really good conversations with them both, so I'm happy I got to meet them. I'm not a very starstruck person, but when I do get to meet people who I sincerely like and admire, I do really enjoy it. Natacha is just as sweet as can be. I hope she and Mario enjoy those macarons that I got, and yeah, it was a good day. We have one more WALK. She's demanding my attention. I don't know if you guys can see, but she will literally like tap on me with her little hands. She'll put her hand down. Can you not lick the lens? Thank you. She'll put her hand down and tap me to try to get my attention. She thinks she's people. I'm going to go back to that upload on YouTube and see if the issue I was having before has been resolved, because you guys don't even understand how much bullshit goes into getting videos ready to actually go live on YouTube. It's a terrible website, real piece of shit, and there's just always some kind of problem, whether it's letting you put your cards in your video, to put links into other videos or whatever. Like pretty much nothing was working for me, even though the upload was complete. So I'm going to see if maybe it'll let me finish doing all the things I need to do, so that if I say this video is linked here, it actually is. I can't stand that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to call it for this not vlog. Clearly RayRay wants my attention, because she's just nuzzling and putting her chin on my arm here. So I think that's going to do it for us, right, Ray? Thanks for hanging out for another day with T and Ray and Natacha and Mario. And we will see you guys in the next Not Vlog. Bye!
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.